Good evening, everyone. Is this thing working? Okay. Good evening, everyone. And thank you all for coming. Tonight is the Whittingham Homeowners Association open workshop meeting for Monday, August 18th, 2025. Would you all please stand now for a pledge of allegiance? Okay. Matt Lupus is on vacation this week, and Susie will be doing the manager's report and the roll call for this tonight.
Okay, Tom Clark,
Here.
Jay Ressler, Bob Brown, Kathy Dodano, Joe Atanasio,
Here.
Kathy Clark and Gleason, here, and Jeff Simonson. And for management, we have myself, Susie Weingartner, Kristen Puriza, and Tom Taylor.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to have a manager's report, but before Susie gives the report, I've got to speak in regards to a project we have currently underway over in Whittingham, the fences. Unfortunately, we're having a slight problem with this current vendor we have. It's more than a slight problem. I'll take a correction on that. It's become a major flaw. As you know, it's been put up last week. Many people drove by. They saw the new fence. They all thought it looked terrific. I mean, the material is correct. The style of the fencing is correct. The colors are correct. The material is correct. The problem is the and anyone who lives in Whittingham will understand what I'm saying. There's a lattice on the top. There's an opening with the lattice, and it should have been 17 inches approximately. What the vendor came in with was something about 7 to 8 inches, which meant that a lot of people who would use their backyard and want to look out as you're going to your gate to open your gate, you could always see out. With the way it was being installed, that would have no longer been possible. The directions was to build the new fence exactly as the old fence. We've had numerous meetings on that, and everything was agreed upon. Unfortunately, that's not what it turned out to be. As soon as we saw it, we stopped them. We made them put everything away, and we spoke to the principals of the company. And unfortunately, they would not give us exactly what we wanted because they said there would be an additional cost to them. And we told them that we're not picking up any additional cost for that. So as a result, as of this afternoon, the late discussions is that we're going to be receiving our deposit back from the company. We're parting ways, and we have a second vendor who we've been speaking with in regards to installing basically what you saw, the same fencing, the same material, except with the right dimensions on the lattice. So we have a meeting set for later this week. I believe it's on Thursday, and we're hoping to get some final numbers from that vendor. And as soon as we're able to do that, we're going to report back to everyone. And if it all goes well, we're hoping to have on our action meeting next week an item for replacing the fences with a new vendor. There's a lot of questions that are going to come up in regards to the lead time that the vendor is going to need to order the material, have the right stuff here. And we don't have answers for that tonight. After Thursday, we certainly will have some answers for you. And as I'm saying, the goal here is to get this on the agenda as quickly as possible. Two of the people on the end at 74 are currently without any fence, any cover. It was removed. So we're going to really try to make an effort to make sure that those homes get covered as soon as possible, probably even before the project begins, because they're at a real big inconvenience here because of what happened here with the vendor. So we're going to take the necessary action. We're going to make sure it's done correctly. And more importantly, we're going to make sure we're whole, we're getting our money back so we can just start this again. It's an inconvenience, but financially, we're okay. Um, I will let Susie add anything to this if she has anything further to say on this.
I'm just gonna say that we're gonna be sending out a follow-up email tomorrow morning for those that are not here or on Zoom about
Yes,
the fences.
we'll let everyone in the community know that what I'm saying to you tonight will transpire in the email tomorrow, so everyone's aware of what's going on, and we'll try to get this done as soon as possible. We apologize for the inconvenience, but unfortunately, we were let down by this vendor, and you know, we learn and we'll move forward, and we'll get exactly what we want at the price that we determine. So, okay, saying that, thank you all for your attention and your patience. And Susie, go ahead, go on with your report.
Right. The pickleball courts 4 and 5 are done and they look great. Please join us for the ribbon cutting ceremony tomorrow, Tuesday, August 19th at 10 a.m. The Whittingham driveway seal coating project is done and the driveways look great. SO Brothers Paving did a great job and were very professional to work with. The flooring in the annex part of the building will be repaired in the next 2 weeks. The materials had just arrived. The line striping and markings on Whittingham Drive in Newcastle are scheduled to be completed this week. We had a few minor additions and adjustments to make, but it will be done this week. We are working on getting prices to do some work on the pavilion by the new pickleball courts. Some dead trees and shrubs are scheduled to be removed, and we are working on costs to power wash and repaint it. We sent out the notice for the annual meeting and call for candidates for the Board of Trustees on August 4th. If you would like to run for the board, please contact the management office for a nomination form. The deadline to submit nominations is Thursday, September 4th at 4 p.m. That's all I got, Tom.
All righty. Okay, thank you, Susie. And Kristen, thank you for being here. Been on vacation. You're still on vacation, but thank you. You wanted to make the meeting tonight, and we appreciate that. So, anything that you would like to give us a report on, we'd appreciate it.
Sure. So this Wednesday, August 20th, we have a full bus going to see Just in Time at the Circle in the Square Theater in New York. Sunday, August 31st, we have a movie. The name is The Heart Knows at 1 p.m. in the Arts and Crafts Dance Room. September 3rd, we have a bus trip to Atlantic City Resorts, which is on sale now, $30 per person, and you get $18 back in slot play. St. Peter's is offering another CPR course on Friday, September 5th. The cost is $15 per person, and the flyers are available with more information in the lobby. Wednesday, September 17th, we have a bus going to the Theater District of New York, $30 per person, and on sale now with the concierge. Saturday, September 27th, we have the Wooden Chips Band, which is a tribute to Crosby, Stills, and Nash, in our ballroom at 7 p.m. Those tickets are on sale now. Sunday, September 28th, we have our 26th annual Arts and Crafts Fair. If you want to be part of that, please pick up the application at the concierge desk. Wednesday, October 8th, we're going to Parks Casino. It's $30 per person and it goes on sale Tuesday, August 26th. And lastly, it's time to sign up for the flu shots. St. Peter's will be doing the flu shots here in our ballroom on Monday, September 29th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Wednesday, October 8th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. There's also flyers in the lobby for that. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else under the recreational report? Kathy, have you got anything you would like to let the homeowners know in regards to what's going on with our pickleball court at this point?
As Susie indicated, can you hear me?
It's kind of low.
It's low.
It's low.
Okay, I apologize. As Susie indicated, we are having a ribbon cutting to open up the courts officially for play tomorrow morning, Tuesday, August 19th. Sorry, I had to think about that. We will all be there, a very large number of pickleball players. And
Kristen, that's
anyone
much better.
who wants to take a look at the courts, they are magnificent. It looks like a premium community. So please, I urge you to come out and celebrate with us. That's it.
Okay. Terrific. Thank you. And I hope everyone gets an opportunity in the coming weeks to use the new court. It looks fabulous. It really looks great. It's going to be a big addition to our community. I'd like to thank everyone who's participated here and helped. I see a hand in the back there, but can you hold your comments to the forum? Thank you. All right. Let's move on with the rest of the meeting. Going to item number 6. I got the review of the June 16th, 2025 open workshop meeting minutes. Everyone has a copy in their packet. Please review them and we'll vote on it at the action meeting next week. And we also have the review of the July 21st, 2025 open workshop meeting minutes. Again, please take the opportunity to review it and be ready for next week. Item number 8, new business. Whittingham Concrete Replacements Arcadio Masonry proposals for $12,300. This is work that's ongoing over in the Whittingham side where we replace from time to time concrete work, walkways, the stoop that's in front of the homes. There's minor repairs along that line all being done through the Whittingham section, and this contract is to do exactly that, and it's for the amount of $12,300. Any board member got anything to say on that? Okay. The next item is something that's I think a lot of people will really say it's about time. The ballroom lighting system modifications. How many people here come to functions here for parties, no matter what club you may belong to, and you're here, and they're trying to lower the lights down to meet the atmosphere for a nice event here, and it's like nearly impossible to get it right. The lights go on, the lights go off. They don't never stay in one place very long. It's because the system we have here is really, really outdated, and it was set up poorly. It wasn't set up correctly, and no matter how hard people have tried over the years, it's impossible to get lighting to work for an event here. So what we're doing here tonight is we're going to be awarding a contract to a company called Century Lighting Services, and they have a proposal for us. It's for $6,764, and that will finally fix the lighting situation problem here in the ballroom. And as I said, I go to many events, and it can't happen soon enough. So that'll be on for a vote for next week. We'll go on to the next item is 61C Winthrop Lower Roof Replacement. Biondo Contracting is a proposal for $6,770. This particular model is the Grandy model. There's on the Whittingham side where the kitchen basically protrudes out from the main part of the building. And there's a problem with all the models, the way the roof was constructed. So they leak because there's not enough pitch on the roof. And the only way to actually correct that is to take the roof off and put a membrane down through on the entire roof, then put your shingles back on top of that. That will prevent any wind-driven rain from going under the shingles and going into the dwelling. This is not the first one that we've done, but unfortunately, there's as the roofs are aging, this becomes a problem. So the homeowner at 61C has been having a problem for some time. We've done repairs. They haven't worked. So we're going to actually replace the roof, and it'll be on next week's meeting for a vote. The other item, which is not on the agenda that we're going to have discussion on, is a lot of people have been inquiring about the phone book, because we have a new publisher. We've been able to negotiate with them a printing of a phone book for the community. We're beginning that process right now. The issue that has come up and some of the questions is that the way the old phone book was made, it was made basically with just name and address. It would be husband and wife, 2 names on there, and 1 phone number. Things have evolved since those books were put out. A lot of people have cell numbers, people have email addresses. So we're going to be sending out a letter via email to everyone in the community asking you for more information if you want it, to put it into the phone book before we publish it. So we're going to send that out. We'll wait about a week or so for you to get the feedback from everyone so that we can also include that in the new phone book that will be printed. Does anyone on the board have anything further to say on that? Okay. So this is going to be a big plus. A lot of people have been asking for this. And the publisher did tell us that somewhere around August, he'd be ready to do it. He's ready. You know, a further review on our part. We want to try to get as much information in that book that people want in that book. If you don't want to do it, fine. Just tell us you don't want it in there. We won't publish it. But a lot of people want their email address in there and so on, so that people can communicate with them. So that email will be going out probably tomorrow or the next day, I'm assuming, correct? Okay. Yes.
Would that make it easier for people to elect to have certain messages from management go to a text message as well as their email?
Well, if you have a smartphone, I mean, if you're putting it down as a mobile, we're going to take the
Right.
assumption it's a smartphone that gives
Okay.
you the capability of texting.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, let's go on to the next item here, which is item number 9, financial updates. Kathy, you have anything for us?
Do. On Thursday, August 14th, we met with our Budget and Finance Committee, and we reviewed our June financials, and we will be providing a presentation for the community during our next joint open board meeting. Just a summary of where we are from a financial standpoint. And then we will take those presentations and upload them onto our portal so that everyone has the opportunity to read and look at the details. And that's basically all I have on the financials. I do want to go back for 1 minute and just review the 3 items that we had talked about and just let you know where those will be charged to so that everyone has that information. The Whittingham concrete replacements that we mentioned for $12,300 will go against condos capital reserve account. The ballroom lighting system modifications will go against WOA's operating account. And the lower roof replacement for 61C Winthrop will go against condo capital reserves.
All righty, well, thank you. All right, let's move on. We have next item, old business. Seeing none, we'll go on to the open forum, item number 11. I saw a hand earlier on in the back in regards to the fencing at Whittingham. So, all right, we'll come up, and then anyone who would like to come up after Barbara, please come up, name and address for the record, and speak about whatever on your mind. Okay. Is it on? Hold on a second. You know how to turn it on? You got it.
All right, Barbara Rackbuck, 10C Rutland. Thank you for changing the fencing, because at my height, I could not see out of the lattice, and that makes it
Oh, yeah,
very
well,
claustrophobic.
that
for
was
me.
why we told them to stop. We knew that was going to be a problem.
Yeah,
No, it had to be exactly what you have is what they agreed to put in.
good.
So it turned out differently, so we stopped the job.
The pickleball court is gorgeous, and I know because I live right behind it. The question I have is, before they started work on the pickleball court, they put down a mat and then they put all gravel. I guess to protect the drainage there. When are they going to remove that? Or are they not going to remove it? And two, there is now a gate at that end of the pickleball court. Does that mean I will have people walking through the back of my property where my driveway is in order to get on the pickleball court?
Well, I'm not following your second part of the question. The fencing that was installed,
Right.
actually, it was only on one side of 74 that was installed. That was removed this morning.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking down by the pickleball court.
Oh, you're talking on the pickleball. Okay, all right.
So the
I didn't know
gate,
you hopped over on me.
right, there was a gate installed at the far end of court 5.
Right.
The reason that was put there was if there were ever an emergency on the court, an ambulance would have to wait out in the
Yeah, that makes
parking lot
sense.
by the nurse's station and then have to sort of bring all their equipment all the way through to court 5.
Right.
So a decision was made for the benefit of all who play. If there is ever an emergency, they need to be able to access at least court 5 so that they can get in faster.
Okay,
And my understanding is that will be used as an emergency entrance.
will the pickleball people know that?
Say it again?
Will the pickleball people know that that's an emergency entrance only?
I don't know that anyone lives there in that area that would want to access from there. I don't know if it will be a
They
problem.
well,
I thought that there was a parking area there. A little,
it's the back driveway to the 3 houses that are there.
okay,
10C Rutland, 10A Rutland, 10B Rutland.
okay,
Our driveways back up to a wider area,
okay.
okay, which no one at this moment parks on, except if you're having work done on your property, okay? So it's only that kind of thing. Pickleball people do park on Rutland and then walk in through the regular walkway to the pool, and they go
Okay.
in that way. My question is, will they now think that it would be a good idea to park in that driveway and go in the back entrance? Which would be very disturbing for those of us who live there.
We could certainly discuss it with the pickleball club and find out. There is a meeting going on right now for the pickleball club. It starts at 7 o'clock. If you want to walk up there and in the poker room, right? In the poker room.
So-
Certainly, we can bring it to their attention. My understanding was that would be used as an emergency access point. But we can certainly bring it to their
All right,
attention.
so Barbara, I guess, we can also put some signage there stating exactly that. It's for emergency purposes only. I don't know what. She's a little bit more familiar with that than I am, so Kathy, can you answer the question about the gravel?
Gravel, as I understand it, will be removed. Okay? That's my understanding. And Susie, can you just confirm that, please, with Matt? I think the last conversation I had with Matt was that they were going to still clean up.
Yes, I will absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and Susie, just make sure, we get some signage to place on the fence and in that area that that gate is to only be used for emergency purposes only. Yes. It's hardly nothing coming out. Hold on, hold on. There you go. Battery weak in
Is
there?
that it?
Yeah. We got, 1, 2. Yeah. You didn't play pickleball yet.
Ignore this one. Hi. Hello? My name is Carol Larson. I live at 10 Halifax Drive. I'm speaking today on, I'm sure this is everyone's favorite topic, the aquasize classes being forced to use the indoor pool during the outdoor pool season in a situation where there is no lifeguard for those classes. We have yet, I know we've heard there are many complaints. No one speaks at these meetings. Who are all these people who are complaining about the aquasize classes? We get no explanation. There's no record of texts or phone calls or letters or whatever. Who are the people? I go out there every Monday and Thursday morning at 11 o'clock. There are no more than 6 people in the pool. If all these people are being inconvenienced, that they have to complain to you so vividly, where are they? What? I don't understand it. I don't understand what's the basis for even making that whole decision. And I'm certainly, I know it's not going to change before the end of this season, but I certainly hope that this can be revisited so that it's changed for next year. As I said, I've seen maybe 6 people out in the pool every time, not just once in a while, like the day that there was that big kerfuffle. There are usually a couple of people swimming laps and a couple of people standing in the shallow end talking. That's the same thing that happened when the aquasize classes were outdoors. It's exactly the same thing. The people who are complaining to you must be saying, you can't tell me I can't go in the pool at that time, or you can't tell me I can't go in the pool at that spot, because those people are not there. Today, you had 3 guards. You were paying for 3 lifeguards in the pool, the outdoor pool. There was not a single person in the pool. We were in the indoor pool, 15 of us, using equipment. And in the last year, I haven't heard a single episode of a lifeguard having to enter the pool, except for the aquasize classes when people are using a noodle because we're sitting on it, or like a bicycle, or behind our backs. And sometimes people get twisted up, and lifeguards have had to go in and help those people get themselves straightened up in the water. Why on earth would you put a program that has that lifeguard usage in a place where they don't have lifeguards?
I can give you a very simple answer on that. It's not that the board or the management here has decided how many people should be on that pool. It's the Department of Health, based on the size of the pool and the volume of the water in there. We are required to have 3 lifeguards present. The indoor pool is much smaller, and that we are allowed to have a buddy system on. I don't make the
Since-
rules. We just follow them.
Okay, assuming that, I don't know that. You're telling me.
Well, I know that went on
If-
before we even came on the board. That was well decided long before we came on the board.
But given the fact that you made the rule that the aquasize classes have to be indoors with no lifeguards, you've kind of done away with your warning about a buddy system, and you're doing it on your own risk. If something happens to one of those swimmers in the pool, that's going to be a lawsuit against our association. And there are plenty of
Well, what
personal
happens
injury
with the people
attorneys
who
out there
just-
who will take that
What would
case.
happen to the people who just used that pool if the same scenario happened? What would happen?
If people are doing it because they choose to do it, it's a different set of circumstances.
Well,
Wi-
aren't
in-
you
in the
choosing to
ca-
be in that class?
I'm choosing to be in a class that has been relegated to a
No, it
place
has
where
nothing to
I
do with
have
that.
no choice
it
where
has
I
nothing
can
to
take
do with
that
word.
class.
No.
And I will
Okay,
tell
go
you,
ahead,
there's
finish.
plenty of attorneys who would take that case.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, was that something?
No. She was
Okay.
asking.
And I would also just point out, volleyball is allowed to be outside. Why? Why is it different? Your job as a board is to treat people in the community with equity. That's not equity.
Well, I believe I answered all your questions in the letter I sent to everyone.
I never got a letter. Who'd you
Well,
send a
the-
letter
the-
to?
Well, the other people, I only sent comments back to the people who emailed me. So I communicated with all the people who communicated with me. If you didn't get one, it's because you never communicated with me.
I communicated at the last meeting, and I communicated
I
via
wasn't
the,
here at
the
the last
letter
meeting.
that we submitted at
All right.
that meeting.
So, I mean, the board has made it known why it reached this decision. We felt it was in the best interest of the entire community to prevent an incident from happening that happened back in June. If it happened once, it could happen again. And if it happens again, you know whose fault it is? The board's fault, because they knew about it and didn't take any action.
There
on it.
was no incident that occurred that endangered any person.
Ma'am, well,
And just
that
because
was
one
getting
incident
very
happens
ugly. That
doesn't
had
mean
every
it
recipe
happens
of getting
again.
very ugly.
And you can ask the very people
Right.
who are here
Well,
who fomented that particular
The
incident.
board made its decision. I mean, you, your class is not a WOA-sponsored class. You must recognize that.
It's not a what?
It's not a WOA-sponsored class. A
A-
group of people have gotten
WOA
together
response?
and decided to hire a private company for profit to come in to use our facility. And now you're asking us to tell the people who are using the pool, who pay for the pool, that they can't use the pool because you're hiring a company to come in and use their pool.
I pay for the pool too.
Well,
And believe me, there
not with-
are
not with a
6
private class,
people
not
out
with
there
an
using that
LLC.
pool.
You're
This
using an
this is
LLC.
tyranny of the
right.
minority in
You're
this
not going to
place.
accept anything we're saying there, so I'm going to let you finish. Okay.
You've got a solution in search of a problem that
No,
doesn't
that's
exist.
entirely wrong. We fixed the problem.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, Rochelle Goldschmidt, 129 Birmingham. I'm also a water and aquasize person. And I would like to express that we're very disappointed in what was done. We would like to meet with the board. We would like to have discussions with the board. We would like to try to review it before next summer. I think some people do not fully understand what the aquasize is. And you mentioned that, you know, we're hiring an outside company. What about all the other people that are hired here? The yoga people, the Zumba, Zumba's on video, the yoga, the exercise. All of those people are hired from outside and then nonprofit, for profit. They are making money from our people. Now, when those people, I know one time we tried to play mahjong upstairs and yoga was going till 1:15. We could not use the room. So there are plenty of times when we have been moved from certain areas because of maybe 5 or 6 people. So this is something that needs to be rediscussed. We would like to meet during the winter, go over it. A lot of people feel it's only 20 people in the aquasize. That's not accurate. Yes, there's 20 people to a class, but we have 3 classes. Some people only take 1 class. Some people take 2 classes. So many times, we don't know our exact count, but we think it's between 45 and 50 people that sign up. You requested that Brenda doesn't take the checks. It's being organized so that we have to do it online at 1 o'clock in the morning. No, midnight, we're doing it online. But we're trying to work as best as we can with you, and we would like you to work with us. And we would like to try to discuss this over the winter to see how it can be handled so that everybody can be in the pool and we can work and have our section and be outside.
All right. Thank you for your comments.
Kathy, I thought you were.
I was going to say, we are offering an indoor pool exclusively for your use, the pool itself, so that you are not interrupted, so that you don't have an issue. Now, it wasn't only residents that complained, it was also the pool company that complained. So
We've never had a pool company complain.
they complained to us.
Well, this is a
to
new
the-
pool company that we seem to be having a little
to
trouble with
management.
lifeguards and
Well,
everything.
there were reasons that they complained.
What reasons?
People were not listening, and they felt that they were getting a little out of control or out of hand. People were getting angry. This is what we're trying to avoid. We're offering you a indoor pool that is absolutely beautiful. When you look at it overall, the amount of space that you are
But
using
we
outdoors
wait for
is
all
less
these
than
months.
the amount of space in the indoor pool. So
We wait for all these months to
I
go out during the
understand, but
summer. There are
as Tom
certain
said,
exercises we
this is,
cannot do indoors.
and we understand, but not a WOA sanctioned event. This is
Either
an
is a
outside
lot of
vendor. We're
functions here.
trying to also accommodate our residents who are trying to use the pool in a very hot summer months. It hasn't been an extremely difficult weather year, or it has been at the
No, it was
beginning.
one
but
day.
well, there
That
have
was
been
bad.
a few days where people wanted to use the pool,
And they were allowed to.
and-
And they now have 3 lanes for swimming or walking.
and they
so-
always had 3 lanes.
Well,
But
there's always
but
been
again,
3 lanes.
we
Jeff.
No,
did-
we used to have 1 or 2, and
always
first
we
time I've
always had
seen
3
3.
lanes. This
There's
year,
always
we
been
only
3.
had 2 because they didn't have a rope. We've got
Right.
that. It's
Okay.
back in place. I mean, we're doing this because we felt it would be in the best interests for the residents and for the exercise class. We're offering you this whole internal pool. We're not saying you cannot use the
Could
pool
we
outside. You
meet
can
and
come
discuss
outside
this over the winter and
after you
see if we
finish.
could work something out so that all the groups are happy, especially since you have so many groups coming into the community that do make money and they're given rooms and they're given room that they would like. If we could try to manage it, if we could compromise.
I think
Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm
These
on.
are scheduled. Those,
Go ahead, Jeff.
I think at least some of us, I know not all of us, but some of us would be open to the idea of discussing it
Thank
through
you.
winter. I'm going to put a caveat on that though.
Mhm.
The Aquasize group is going to have to do it in a respectful manner.
Yes.
The verbal abuse we got put through the last time this came up.
Well, that was 1 and
absolutely
2 people. And you noticed,
I'm sorry.
you
no,
noticed
let me
tonight
finish.
that we're
Let me
very
finish.
calm.
Let me finish.
Mhm.
That's a part of what went on. But it was definitely more than 1 or 2 people. I don't want to belabor it. I think we were willing to it. We're going to have to set that guideline. Now, for my own edification, some information I'd like to have is when you were in the open pool, how much of the pool were you requiring for your class?
It depended on what exercises. What happens is we work on the 4 to 5 foot depth, but then near the end, we move shallower to do a cool down because
Okay, so are you taking up the entire pool?
oh, no, no. Sometimes we will go to the deep end and we'll work down at the deep end. And then the rest of the pool is open. It depends on what exercises are being done that day. There is
Okay.
one exercise where we like to walk opposite. So people walk this way and people walk this way. And you have the water going all different directions. And it's
Okay.
excellent exercise. Something else that some of you might want to be interested. You're allowed to come for 1 free trial. And maybe it would be beneficial for some of you to see actually what Aquasize is, that it's much more difficult than it looks. And it's excellent exercise. And anybody that has arthritis or any problem, it's the best way to exercise.
I can see that. Okay, I'm out.
The only other question I have is being involved with the town center committee. What was like discussed at our meeting last week, how does that come up to the board?
Well, the town center committee is an advisory committee.
Correct.
Okay, so the board member who's the liaison to the board comes back and discusses it with the full board. And then we take it into consideration. If it's something we believe it has merit, we move forward with it. If not, we don't.
Okay, well, I know that there have been a lot of complaints. People have spoken to me about the parking lot and how awful the paving was done, and that there are brown spots coming up, especially out this door.
Yes, we're aware of that, and we're going to be discussing that with the vendor.
Okay, so
Mhm.
what was discussed at the meeting last week will be discussed with you.
Yeah. Well, we were aware of it before your meeting. We were
Oh,
aware
I'm
of it.
sure you were.
Mhm.
I'm sure you were. What? Yes, you said that. You knew there was a problem with it. So the other topics that we discussed will be discussed by the board.
Right. I mean, they make a report back to the board and we discuss it.
Okay. And then do they come back to us so that we know, or if
The- I-
anything is,
Say if anything on your particular,
because I think the people on the town center committee feel frustrated because they come up with all these comments and suggestions, but we don't know if anything's been done with it.
well, unfortunately,
So-
there's a lot more that goes into a suggestion. I mean, there's a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
things that you don't even talk about on the financial impacts of some of these suggestions and so on, and on staff's time and so on. So the board deals with those issues.
Okay,
Okay, so we take it, that's why you're an advisory board. We like to hear what you have to say.
thank you.
Which one's work? Mark Lindell, 15 Trent Road. I'd like to commend the Entertainment Committee on Saturday Night Show. It was a really good one. As far as the Visitors Gate, I don't think anything's been accomplished by this numbering system. The line is still out to the street between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. What's even more disturbing, I came in last week at 1:30 in the afternoon. There were only 4 cars in line, and damn it, David's landscaping truck with a trailer was in the resident lane for 5 minutes, and I got ice cream melted in the back, and nature's calling, and that's unacceptable. Either ban them or call their home office and tell them they have to wait in line like everybody else.
I can speak on that. Marco is aware of that situation, and I was probably in line that same day you were. Marco came out and he redirected them to wait on the other lane. Marco has been telling them repeatedly they cannot go to the resident lane, and they are not listening to him. But
Well,
he's
then
still
it's time to ban
trying.
them from the community. Thank you.
Is there anyone behind the curtain looking to speak? I can't see. There's no one there? Okay, seeing no one, all right, I will close the open forum. Any other comments from the board? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain an adjournment. Moved by Mr. Okay, moved by Jay, second by who? By Kathy, okay. All right, everyone, thank you all very much for coming.